I think the worst day in the history of Western civilization was whatever day that nationaltodaycalendar.com decided it was a good idea to designate May 16th as National Barbecue Day in the United States. A good day for barbecue, so they thought. But of course that's flat out wrong, because today is a great day for barbecue. Because every day is a great day for barbecue, especially this one. I am wrapping up our tour of Central Texas barbecue with Lockhart, Smitty's Market, and the original Black's Barbecue. Spoiler alert, today's video contains opinions, and lots of them. So, be forewarned. Lockhart is the seat of Caldwell County and is about an hour southwest of Austin. It is also a barbecue theme park, like a barbecue Disneyland. In my opinion, the National Park Service and Congress should make it a national park for barbecue. Restaurants like Kreitz Market, Smitty's, the original Black's, and Chisholm Trail are but a few of its landmarks to this cuisine. This building right here, which has been known as Smitty's Market since 1999, has been smoking meats in this Central Texas style since 1875. Think about that for a second. Do you know any restaurants that are doing the same thing they've been doing since 1875? I don't. We're also going to be visiting Black's Barbecue, the original Black's Barbecue, on the other side of the main square in Lockhart. It has been doing this kind of barbecue in this location since 1936. I've not been able to find whether any organization, state, local, federal, or private, has given any designation or protected status to these restaurants, and I think that's kind of a shame. You know what? I really like this idea about a national park for barbecue. It's been a long time since America has been first in anything or the first to do something, and I think being the first to have a barbecue national park would be a great way to kick off a new American century. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Enjoy the shaky cam footage of Smitty's and the original Blacks. Back from Lockhart, which is only about an hour drive. I went to two places because the first place didn't have the banana pudding that Jessica wanted. This is Smitty's Market right here. Like Franklin and La Barbecue, comes in unlined butcher paper, not wax coated, that is. Of course, given enough time, it completely soaks through there. I have a half pound of moist brisket or fatty brisket, plus a couple of sausages here, a regular sausage link, and the full jalapeno cheddar sausage. That was the only thing ready, so I took a walk around Lockhart, and you'll either have seen or will see the pictures. It's a great little town. So because of that, well, I think it's a great town because it has more than one well-known, nationally known barbecue places. The other is here. This is from Black's Barbecue, which is on the other side of the main square in Lockhart. Here I have some turkey, which was recommended to me by the front staff, also a sausage link, and some flat brisket right here. So it's a little bit cooled, but it's not too cooled. It's not like it needs major reheating. So we're going to try some of this. The ambiance, I use the word ambiance, other people use the word vibe in Lockhart, is pretty incredible. Old American style town that happens to have great barbecue, and I also got some fresh tortillas from there as well. I mean, barbecue tortillas, anything else you need. Yeah, that's definitely how I eat this, like a rolled taco. That's how I'm going to eat it once I turn this off. Anyways, so here, this is Smitty's Market. Brisket. I don't know what I'm going to do when I go back to Arizona. I'll tell you that much. It's not the same salt and pepper thing as there is in Austin at Franklin's or La Barbecue. This is like just smoking a steak. And there's something really good about this. The cooker, I mean, looked like it was hundreds of years old. The post oak that they said they use, Man, that just gives it everything it needs. I'm using my steady cam here. Yeah, right. More like shaky cam. I'll tell you what. Look at this. See if this gives way. That is a knife. It may or may not. Don't worry, I've reinforced this paper, which is now swimming, with more paper and an extra bag. And so things just like that. Yeah, this is like a Discovery Channel thing right now. Look at this. So, thus far, sausage has been the inferior item in the Austin places we've tried, like Leroy and Lewis and Franklin. No, not Franklin. La Barbecue. Their sausage was inferior, but this is not. This is pretty good. Plenty smoky, plenty seasoned, and a little spice in there as well. So there you go. That's Smitty's Market and the old timey. Now let's go here. This is Black's, just as old timey. And they did it again. I asked for point fatty brisket. They gave me the flat brisket, but I'm not complaining. I mean, this is good too. This is always good. I mean, if a barbecue plate is worth its salt, then this will be good. I sound like a smoke monster, but this stuff can't have enough smoke. It's so good. There's something about all that heavy smoke. It's just addictive. I just can't get enough of that. They told me the turkey was good. Let's try this. They give me this sauce too. Sauces so far have been whatever. God, that has like an enchilada sauce in there too. Or at least that's what the seasonings remind me of. Alright. So I have some more things to try. This sausage leg from Black's and this jalapeno cheddar from Smitty's. But I'm going to stop now and be a lot less polite with this. Alright. Those are the two famous barbecue places from Lockhart. There are others like Kreitz Market, Chisholm Trail Barbecue. This is what I had time and money for, and I'm not complaining. Cool. Well, I promised opinions, and those opinions come in response to Internet Pitmasters. Some of you anyways. You go to Lockhart, and you go to Smitty's and Kreitz and Black's, and if you are passive-aggressive about it, you'll say something like, well, maybe it was an off day. In the off chance that you want to be more direct on camera about your opinion, you'll say something instead like, I don't like the brisket here very much. It's dry. I like what's in Austin better. Well, the standard is not Austin. The standard is Lockhart. That's where the style comes from. Austin's brisket is above the standard of Lockhart, especially to the modern fat-craving palate. But you can taste the history in that smoke at Smitty's Market on that 140-year-old pit. The flavor of the cook has a little bit of the flavor of all the previous cooks, and that's not a smoke flavor that can be duplicated by just buying some Old Hickory. It has to be found there. You can't tell me that you can go to those places and eat barbecue in a place where barbecue has been eaten for up to 140 years and not be moved by that. For me, knowing that in every bite of that barbecue I'm tasting the history of butchering, barbecuing, immigration from Germany and from Czechoslovakia is just as important as having that smooth, fatty mouthfeel or knowing what kind of tallow my brisket was finished in, and I cherish the experience for that reason just as much. So, rant over, let's go on to the scores. Let's begin with Smitty's Market. Interestingly enough, it's only the sausage that makes this scoring The brisket was dry, it was underdone for all of the good points that I talked about before. But the sausages are great. They have a fine grain on the meats, they're salty, they're spicy, and they're extremely smoky. Right up my alley. I had to average the sides because they gave me crackers with this. I didn't get any other sides. Who eats crackers with barbecue? I think I might actually still have them. This is a few months later. Service was okay. The value is tremendous. $20 a pound for brisket. The only more expensive item is prime rib at $24 a pound. So much cheaper than the brisket you get in Austin, which as of May 2021 is around $30 a pound. So the value is very high. I don't even know if they make sauce. Someone might have to correct me on that. So I gave them an average score of 3 out of 5. The sauces are just not interesting on this tour of Central Texas. Before we leave Smitty's Market, I want to show you their menu to show you just how unique their butchering and smoking is and how it hasn't really traveled outside of Lockhart, which is kind of a good thing but kind of a shame. So, Original Black's Barbecue. The brisket is on here. It's not as seasoned as we find in Austin, but the smoking process, it gave the meat not so much of a bark, but a blackening. And that thick, old flavor of smoke was incredible. The cook on the brisket was also good. Sausage was the same lane, the same style of sausage as we found at Smitty's. And I liked it a little bit more than the house sausage at Smitty's. The banana pudding is exactly what you need with barbecue like this. I wish every place had a dessert like this. Service, very polite, very accommodating, but I have to ding them because, as I said, they gave me flat brisket instead of point brisket. Value is okay. It's right middle of the road, and I definitely eat there again. There's no cost prohibiting factor. The sauce was interesting. It's like an enchilada sauce as well as a sweet Texas sauce. It's a real Tex-Mex. Only sauce I probably liked on this whole tour. So in the total rankings, Original Blacks and Smitty's Market come in 5 and 6 respectively. Where my rankings fail, of course, is to incorporate intangibles, things like history and atmosphere. They would be right at the top. So if you're in Texas for barbecue, go to Lockhart and enjoy our BBQ National Park. Okay, bye.